Right, so welcome to Yin this evening. We're going to carry on the topic that we've been doing for the last 6 weeks in the Hatha yoga classes, so Sthira, Sukham, Asanam, and see how we can translate that into Yin. So we will start as usual by lying down though, and it's Yin, so use everything that you need for about the next 8 minutes or so. So something underneath the knees if you'd like it there, something underneath the head. Glasses to one side if you wish. You could pop an eye pillow on. Those of you that like something heavy underneath the navel, then pop something there. And just take your time to come down to the ground in a supported position where you're lying down. And a blanket on, your sandbag or a heavy cushion. Just arrange your legs as you would like to have them. If you want to go into proper constructive rest, then something underneath the knees is good. But you may be happier with the knees bent, feet flat on the floor towards the edges of the mat and the knees coming towards each other, or the legs outstretched and those toes relaxed out to the sides. And then your arms could be really wide on the ground if you like, or down by the sides, or resting onto the abdomen. We'll be bringing the hands onto the abdomen in a little while. Anyway. And if you don't have something underneath your eyes, then have them very softly closed. Let's feel into those points of contact with the ground, widening the shoulders, softening the lower back, releasing the hips, lengthening the neck, of course. That's one of the signals to the parasympathetic nervous system that we would like that rest and digest to be dominant now. Equally, making space between the back teeth, allowing the tongue to rest lightly behind the top teeth and the lips softly closed. Also giving a strong signal. Take time to connect with the earth. There's a huge, don't want to use connection too much, but I can't think of another word, a huge connection through being in contact with the ground and grounded and Sthira, Sukham, Asanam, because how can we find steadiness if we're not connected to the earth? So take your time to feel into all those different points of contact, perhaps underneath the feet or the backs of the heels, perhaps underneath the legs, the hips, of course, the various areas of the back that are in contact. Maybe the upper arms, maybe all of your arms and your hands, the back of your head. And feel into those spaces between your body and the ground. Just having an awareness of those spaces. Starting to connect with the breath. Just reminding yourself, first of all, that the breath helps us to connect to the present moment. Now, if it's comfortable to do so, I'd like you to bring one hand onto the tummy just above the navel and one hand onto the heart centre. If it's not comfortable, then just let your awareness rest in these two places. And breathing in through your Manipura, that hand that's above the navel, and breathing out through your heart centre. Feeling into that breath, the cycle of the breath. You might have an awareness of your heart rate, your heart beating, perhaps underneath the hand that's on the heart, perhaps tuning into the pulse that's underneath the other hand. Or if it's not comfortable to have your hands on the body, see if you can just tune in with your heartbeat. And that's without judgment. So if it's a little quick, then it's a little quick. And having tuned in with breath, with heartbeat, tune back in with the earth. The earth is a living being, sustaining all this life upon it. Feel deep into the heart centre of the earth. And perhaps having an awareness of the earth's heartbeat. Your heartbeat in tune with the earth as one of the earth's many, many children. And by children, I don't just mean humankind, I mean all the life on the planet. Down to the blade of grass, the earthworm, the buzzard, the lion, the mouse. Feel that connection, allowing you to feel steady and at ease, comfortable and at ease with your place here. Sthira, Sukham, Asanam. Now if the hands are onto the body, we'll just slide them away again, or keep them on the body if that's comfortable. Now we're going to just bring some movement to the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers. We're going to take a few deeper breaths, breathing in deeply through the nose, and then let's open those mouths and sigh the breath away. I'm doing that again, nice deep inhalation. And then sigh the breath away. If you have something onto your tummy, a sandbag or a heavy cushion, we just slide that to the side. If you have an eye pillow on, you may like to just slide that off as well. And then any blankets, pop those to one side. And then we can gradually draw the knees in towards the chest, one at a time. Lovely. Okay, we're going to go straight into happy baby pose. So you might like to have a little rock first of all. If your back needs easing out slightly, then please do that. And then the knees come towards the armpits. So rather than being straight onto the body, they're towards the armpits. Now you may be more comfortable, particularly if you're a little cold, in taking the hands onto the backs of the thighs as you take the lower legs and the feet up towards the sky. So you're sort of making a 90-degree angle with the legs. Some of you may like to take hold of the ankles. And if you can do so comfortably and you're warm enough, you could take the hands onto the soles of the feet. But only doing that if you can keep those shoulders completely grounded. Keep the length in the neck and the softness in the face. So you might like to start with those hands behind the backs of the thighs and then move on as you slowly ease into the posture. And I'll read you one of the quotes I found about Sthira Sukham Asanam. This is from somebody who calls themselves Sri M. Sri SRI, so that's one of the denoters of somebody who's been practicing yoga for a very long time and is probably a tutor or a guru. Sri M, the letter M. And she says that posture where you can effortlessly stay for a long time and in happiness without pain is considered to be the best asana for meditation. Which is quite interesting because we always think of it being sitting cross-legged. But this person says effortlessly stay for a long time and in happiness without pain is considered to be the best asana. Now can we tune back in with the earth heartbeat? We've got 1 minute left in this pose. To remain as you are, or to ease out a little, or to sink a little deeper in if you feel that the time is right to do so. Now we're gently going to release and bring those feet slowly, gently down to the ground and rest in semi-supine here. Some of you may like to just have that gentle wag that we quite often do in class, where we just take those knees sort of just 6 inches to one side, 6 inches to the other, or you may prefer to rest in stillness. Finding the connection with the ground, just allowing your body to absorb the effects of the last practice. And so we're going to move on to our next pose, which is a supine cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. So it's a still version of, oh, my brain has emptied itself today, honestly. Surya Pushpan, there we go. So this is where we take the knees away from each other. We're in the same position that we're in, so on the ground. Knees away from each other, the feet, the soles of the feet perhaps touching. You may like to put things underneath those thighs, particularly if you're hypermobile. We tuck the navel down towards the ground so the lower back is feeling supported. And if that doesn't happen easily, we take the feet further away. And then can we have the arms out to the sides, or you can make a capital E shape with the arms if you like. So if you need to place supports underneath the knees and doing that, and then settling down into the pose. So there's no sense of forcing those knees down to the ground. They are where they are. And if they're supported, that's even better, because then that takes away the temptation. And the heart centre is open and we are in contact with the earth. So coming back to the centre of the earth, and with the in-breath, drawing up that earth energy, and with the out-breath, releasing back to the earth. Breathing in from the earth and releasing back to the earth. Helping us to feel rooted to the earth. Helping us to feel steady and at ease. Easeful posture, which is why we use all the supports. So allow your awareness for the next 1.5 minutes or so to just rest with that breath, to allow the mind to be with the breath coming up from the earth and releasing back down. And I'll give you a 30-second warning before we come out. So half a minute remaining to stay as you are, ease out or sink a little deeper. Now float those arms back down by the sides. Then use your next inhale to gently lift the knees, perhaps one at a time, back to the centre. And you may like to draw the knees then one at a time in towards the chest and just ease the back out perhaps. Lovely. Now, our next pose is going to be Shavasana. So, if it's comfortable and okay for you to do so, I would like you to do a full-on traditional Shavasana. So, lying onto the mat with the legs stretched out, and they're a good distance apart from each other. So, nearly mat width apart, and allowing those toes to relax out to the sides. And then the armpits are spacious, so the arms are a little way away from the body. And just make sure your chin's tucked in. Now, if that is too harsh on your lower back, do have the knees bent, if that's better for you. Particularly if you have quite a strong lordosis, you may just find that back's coming off the ground a little. So that's the arch into the lumbar arch, lower back. And find your comfort there. Find the Sthira Sukham. Now those hands that are softly up towards the sky, we're going to do a form of Nadi Sodhana, alternate nostril breathing, using those hands. So some of you are super familiar with this. Have both the hands open at the moment and the fingers softly curled. And imagine taking an in-breath through your right nostril. And then imagine breathing out through your left nostril and softly close the left hand. Bring those fingers in, but don't clench it. Imagining breathing in through the left nostril and opening that hand. Imagine breathing out through the right and softly closing the right hand. So I'll talk you through 2 more rounds. Breath in through the right nostril, opening the right hand. Breath out through the left nostril, gently closing that left hand. Breath in left, opening left. Breath out right, closing right. In right, open. Out left, close. In left, open. Out right, close. So carry on in this way. Now the next time you breathe out from the right, release that practice. And for the next half minute, just see if you have a sense of the body and the mind, the breath feeling more balanced. There are no right or wrongs to this. Or maybe a sense of having moved the energy around the body. Just tune into your energetic body, your physical body. And then gently draw the knees so that your feet are flat onto the ground. And you need to take hold of your belt now. So we're going to do a hamstring stretch. And because we're going to be holding this for a couple of minutes to each side, it's a bit of a challenge to find the comfort and the ease. So let's explore that, shall we? Bring the right knee onto the body and take your belt around the balls of the toes. And then we're going to extend that leg up to the sky. Now, some of you may be happier having the left leg bent, as I would be, or you may prefer to have the left leg extended. Just be aware that that's going to be stronger on your back and on your hamstrings if you're not warmed up. So let's just, for a couple of breaths, going to inhale and push through the heel up towards the sky, and then with the exhale soften the knee. And do it 2 more times. Then as you soften the knee the last time, I'd like to take both ends of the belt into your right hand. Relax the left arm on the ground. And then with a slight tension on that leg, just draw it very slightly towards you. Now, if we come across any tension, well, there will be a bit of tension, obviously. If we come across too much tension, if it's too bitey, too much of an edge that we're going to, ease back, maybe soften the knee and just ease into it, perhaps keep it moving gradually. Those of you with super long hamstrings and are comfortable with it, you could just hold that statically. But wherever you are for the next minute, find your Sthira Sukham. How are your shoulders? Have your shoulders got tense holding the belt? See if you can relax those shoulders, relax the face. Tune in with that earth breath again. So another half a minute here to remain as you are, or soften the knee, or go a little stronger if that's the right thing to do. Sthira Sukham at all times. And then we're going to gently let go. So we soften that leg down towards the chest, we remove the belt, and then bring that foot to the ground. So have both knees bent, both feet on the ground. Just pause for a moment in this restful place. And then we're going to move swiftly on to the next side. So have the right leg bent first of all. Bring the left knee in, placing the belt along the balls of the feet. And then deciding what you want to do with your right leg, bent or extended. Let's ease in. So inhale, we're stretching up. Exhale, we're softening the knee. And we're doing that another 2 times. And then both ends of the belt are in the left hand, the right hand relaxes, we soften those shoulders, and then we do the right thing on this side. So is that holding it statically, if that's having a little softness in the knee and playing with it. And all the time being with your earth breath. All the time finding the Sthira Sukham Asanam. Another 30 seconds to remain as you are. Ease out, or if it's appropriate, and you can do it still with the Sukham, the comfort and ease, you could go a little deeper. Now soften that left knee, removing your belt. Don't put it too far away, we need it for the next pose. But just for the moment, easing out in a way that feels right for you. Would you like to stretch or draw the knees in towards the chest? Or maybe have that little knee wobble from side to side. And then you're going to roll over onto one side. Doesn't matter which side, just tuck those knees up, place the top hand underneath the cheek, wrap that bottom arm around you. Pause for a moment. This version of Balasana, of Child's Pose. And then you're going to make your way up, and you're only coming up so that you can watch what we're doing next. So if you'd like to just place that top hand into the ground and then gently lift yourselves up. Okay, lovely. So I'm going to demonstrate what's the next pose to you. So it's a twist, and I'm using my belt and I'm using a platform, so I've got a bolster, but a couple of pillows would suffice. And what I'm going to do is stretch. So I've got this on my left side. I'm stretching my right leg up. I'm going to place the belt into my left hand, and this right leg is coming over and it's going to land. Oh, I haven't got it the right way around. Silly girl. The other way around. So my leg's going to land, so it's not parallel to me, it's going that way. And then we just move our hips so that we've got a good twist going on. The shoulders are still on the ground. We've still got a hold of the belt, so then we can work in this after we've got used to it. So it may mean that you might need quite a high platform, so I'll give you a couple of minutes to work that out, what you need. You could have the knee slightly bent. I don't want this to be excruciating. Obviously, that's what we're moving away from. We're moving into comfort and ease. So have a little play. Do you want me to remain in the pose for a moment so you can watch, or are you okay? Okay, good. So obviously, to have the space, that left leg needs to be outstretched. And then when you're ready to, so you've got your belt around the balls of the toes again, and then we're taking that right leg over to the left so it comes down onto your platform and the shoulders are on the ground. Now, if that's not comfortable at all, you may need to come out of it and put something else on your platform so it's higher up. And make sure the whole leg is supported, your ankle is supported, so your foot isn't dangling off the end. Just take a moment to find the best place. Good. So we're going to be here just for 2 minutes from a little while ago. So once you get used to it, that left foot, by the way, just let it relax. Don't hold it. Just let the left leg relax. You might want to just bend the knee and let that top leg relax. Or you may feel that you want to be active in the pose, in which case you can just have a little tug on that belt and push away through the heel. Just see how that feels. That won't be for everybody, and it certainly isn't for me. Relaxing those shoulders down. So particularly if this isn't one of your favourite poses and you don't want to meditate in this pose ever again, just let's concentrate on this little phrase from the Dalai Lama. The point of life is happiness. The point of life is happiness. We've got 1 minute. Ease out if there's any sense of strain or striving. So coming out of this, let's bend the right knee. Use your belt, use your straps if you've got, to gently lift the leg up. You can swap the strap over to the right hand, lifting it up, removing the strap. Bring the feet to the ground one at a time. So you're into semi-supine. You lift your tailbone to realign the back, soften your shoulders, and just take a moment. You might want that little wag from side to side. You may prefer to bring the knees in towards the chest. And then we're going to do all of that to the other side. So either spin yourself around or pop your platform to the... Sorry, the mat's right in front of the microphone. It's rattling away, isn't it? So take your time to find the best place on this side, and we know that it might be different on this side to the other. And this time we're letting the right leg extend out, relaxed out to the sides. We're taking it around the balls of the toes of the left foot. The strap is in the right hand as we ease that leg over. So the strap's there to support the weight. And then when you come down, you're nestling those shoulders. You may find on this side you need more or less of a platform for the leg to rest on. How's your hamstrings, the back of the leg, the back of the knee? Do you need to bend the knee a little? Or on this side, would you like to extend that leg? Be with your breath, with the earth. The earth heartbeat. That nourishing breath coming up from the earth. Finding your steadiness, Sthira. And some ease and some comfort, just coming away from any edge that you find slightly. Sukham. And just a minute left. Now it's time to start to come back up to centre. So we're bending that left knee. Swap the belt around into the left hand so you can support the leg on its journey up, and then gently release it down to the ground. Bend the other knee, come to semi-supine. Discard your strap, we don't need it anymore. Take a moment to realign, maybe lifting that tailbone slightly. You might like to bring the knees in, a few of you are wagging side to side. Just take a moment to absorb the practice. So we're going to come to a back bend, we're going to come to Sphinx. So if you'd like to roll over onto your tummies. A few reminders in Sphinx. You can either have you can have some padding underneath the pelvis actually if you want to do so. Have your forearms on the ground. This is one option, it's a traditional Sphinx. And your elbows slightly forward of the shoulders, and you don't have your elbows out to the sides, they're in, so you can be tall and your heart centre open, your shoulders down. If that's not right for you, you can use a, not very good at all this, use a bolster, where that supports your body, and then your arms can rest on the ground without that being a huge weight into your shoulders. So take your choice, which you'd like. We're here for 3 minutes. Let your heels relax out to the sides when you come into the pose. There's a few of you still organising yourselves, that's fine. Then let yourself connect with the ground again here. Find the comfort and ease. Keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine. You may have a sense of your body breathing or the heartbeat or both against the ground. There's a strong pulse at the solar plexus that perhaps you're aware of. And this is a quote from Osho. So Osho, there's an ashram in India that he founded. It's where Deva Premal, so those of you that are familiar with her music, she met her lifetime partner there at Osho's ashram. It's one of his quotes, "Go on becoming more and more aware, and you will find your life changing for the better in every possible dimension. It will bring great fulfillment." Sthira, Sukham, Asanam. That awareness in your body, your breath, steadiness and comfort and ease. Perhaps translating that into life. Go on becoming more and more aware, and you will find your life changing for the better in every possible dimension. It will bring great fulfillment. a minute more. Stay as you are, ease in, ease out. Now, gently release down to the ground. So you're lying on your tummy. If you're using a bolster, maybe just pop that to one side and come. So you're lying fully on the ground, maybe having those hands underneath the forehead. Just giving you space to breathe and allowing the neck to be long. Now it's time to get ready for our final relaxation, but you may prefer to stay as you are, lying on the ground on your tummy. If that's super comfortable, you might like to stay there. If you'd like to move so that you can lie on your back and be supported and put warm things on, then just do that with great kindness, with ease. And how would you like to be, and if you have decided to move, how would you like to be? Would you like your legs supported onto a piece of furniture? Would you like something underneath those knees? Or have them up on the wall? Would you like to slide a sandbag or a cushion onto the lower abdomen? At the end of our relaxation, there will be the opportunity, of course, to remain as you are and to be with your breath rather than listening to me talking you back into every day. So take your time to settle down, to lengthen your neck, ease your shoulders back into the ground, ease your hips. To let your arms rest wherever you would like them to be. Finding as much contact between the ground and the body as you can do in your chosen position. Finding softness into feet, into hands, and all those places in the face where we like to be spacious and soft. Noticing the gaps between the body and the ground, and is there any difference between those gaps now to the beginning of our practice this evening? Then becoming conscious of your breath again. Considering the breath and noticing any changes in the breath now compared to at the beginning of our practice. allowing your awareness to rest with your gentle, natural breath, the in-breath and the out-breath. Being 100% with your breath. That life-giving force. The breath that we've drawn up from the earth during our last hour. And whatever comes along, wherever the mind wants to go, or the thoughts or feelings, emotions that perhaps start to crop up, just acknowledging that emotion, that feeling, that thought, without getting caught up in the story that it's trying to lead you on. Acknowledge that thought, that emotion, that feeling as energy, and move on. Move back to the breath. Those thoughts will come back if they need to, at the most appropriate time, and not now. Letting your mind's eye, your awareness follow the journey of the breath. The mind with its river of activity can continue in the background without any acknowledgement. Being with the breath, being with what arises, and then letting that flow away on the river. May your connection to the earth be steady and sweet, and may you feel content with your place in the universe. May your connection to the earth be steady and sweet, and may you feel content with your place in the universe. Stay as you are, if that's the right place for you to be. If it's time for you to externalize, And perhaps activating that breath now, taking a couple of deep breaths, but gentle ones. Perhaps just move your face a little, your toes, your fingertips. And then perhaps just gently rolling over onto one side, removing any things you may have on your abdomen first, and just being mindful of anything you have over your eyes. And then lying on your side, gently open your eyes there. Take your time to let them adjust. And then place that top hand underneath the cheekbone and use that hand then to gently lift you up. And then I think Om Shanti is very appropriate because it feels very peaceful. Om Shanti.